Kanye and Kyrie, please tell us where they touched you. Here's a doll. Show us on the doll where they... Oh, wait, I know where they touched you. They touched you in your pocketbook. That's right. And the greatest thing I ever heard to explain the cabal after the Rona virus is David Icke. Yes, Mr. Lizard Man, if you ever heard. No, David Icke, he's so much more than that. But he said the cabal has finally stepped in the room and the door has closed and latched behind them because now you can see it. And then all my card readings said we are here. We would be able to see the battlefield, and we can see it now. And because of Kanye and what he did and the way that Dave Chappelle explained it in that Saturday Night monologue was perfect. He said, Kanye got in so much trouble. Really? Who did he get in trouble with? Probably the same people that banned Chappelle, because that was the whole point of the monologue, because Dave Chappelle got canceled by the very same people that are canceled Kanye West. All right? He's mentioned how he doesn't want a shoe deal. But he said Kanye got in so much trouble that Kyrie got in trouble. They're still mad at Kyrie because he wouldn't settle down and take the juice and take the jab over the Rona virus, right? And so they went after the usual suspects going after the usual suspects, okay? It's just like with this Trump announcing for his presidency. It's going to be the taxes, and we're all racist, okay? Just a big bowl of racism in his taxes, which they haven't nailed him for nothing. There's going to be some attorney general that's going to be like, I'm going to get him this time. It's his taxes. Yeah. You're crying. You're the little boy who cried wolf 3 too many times, all right? But with that being said, Dave Chappelle nailed it. And he said exactly what he said. He said he got in so much trouble. Kyrie didn't even say anything. But it doesn't matter because it showed us who the cabal is. It is Hollywood. When Kanye said, I got to go DEFCON 3, that means I'm going to have to protect myself. He got ahead of this attack. He provoked this attack so we can all see it. He jumped on the grenade so we can see that or the landmine. He jumped on the landmine. He kept saying, there's no landmines here. He said, yeah, there is. Watch this. Boom. He jumped on the landmine and showed us all the cabal. The cabal is connected with the sports, professional sports. How? Well, they own the shoes that all the players wear, and if you don't do what they say, they'll pull your sneaker deal, right? You see? Just for a post on Twitter, Kyrie almost lost his shoe deal. Kanye just simply mentioned that his manager and most of the record execs were of a certain ethnicity, and he lost a lot. He lost his sneaker deal, his clothing deal, his everything. But I think really he got his freedom. I think he knew what he was doing, and he did it, and he was an example, and he showed us. So I want to thank Kanye because I've seen that very cabal being a nobody and trying to make it in San Diego with my little music career back in the day. I saw the cabal encircle me, and it's why I know there is one, and they have foots on the ground, all right? And when you say, what do you mean they have foots on the ground? Yeah, they have foots on the ground in Arizona. Look at Arizona, where we had the governor race, and the attorney general has refused to certify it. Finally, the red wave is here. A lot of y'all been getting down about the red wave didn't happen. It did happen. Nancy Pelosi did not lose her spot, though. She won by 84%. She lost her head of the House, the head of the committee, because people went out there, the red wave came and voted her out. Now, if I could have a list of people I wanted to have out of our government, it's going to be long. But the number one name is going to be Nancy Pelosi. Number 2 is going to be Dr. Fauci, okay? He's stepping down, and while he's stepping down, he was at the White House doing his press conference, but because he's such a saint to the left that when they actually started to ask him and grill him on questions, that freaking press secretary, whatever she is, went freaking haywire trying to shut down the press because they were just trying to ask some questions about the coronavirus, all right? But with that being said, the attorney general in Arizona said no. This is too many shenanigans. This is the same place that when they did the 2020 election, they did the forensic audit. So they know some stuff. They have some stuff. They've done a forensic audit. So now they're gonna probably go deeper into this because machines went down. People couldn't vote. All the testimonies are coming out now, and it's not just the angry, let's get Trump out of office, okay? Now it's somebody who's kind of liked and loved, Carrie Lake. People like and love her. She's pretty badass, okay? A lot of people have already mentioned possibly a vice president or president in the future, and the cabal knows this. They peek ahead. So they tried to use this Katie Hobbs, who was like, I think she's Secretary of State. She's not Secretary. I think she's Secretary of State. She's something who basically runs the elections in Arizona. And she didn't want to debate. She didn't want to do anything. And she's supposed to be the front runner. Okay. And so there's some definite shenanigans going on in Arizona. But because we came out in droves and voted, a lot of seats were switched. They were hoping for 218. They got 222 seats in the House change. That's big. And now it's going off to a runoff to try to go for the Senate. You don't think that was a red wave? Because the media won't let you believe it was a red wave. The red wave needs to go on for a decade. That's the real truth, okay? And you got little Ben Shapiro out there. I told you there wasn't going to be a red wave. There was no red wave. They want to demoralize you. But it's coming. We can see it now. People are seeing it. They just fired the CEO of Disney. Why? Because these parents are paying attention. They don't want their kids watching this woke BS. They don't need their kids learning about sexuality when they're just trying to distract them with the cartoon while they're going to ride to grandma's house, okay? And that's what they're doing. They're trying to get into your head, but the parents saw it. They said the number one reason the CEO got let go was because Disney Plus wasn't having much views. People were turning it off. That's the red wave. That's the red wave. The red wave is coming, but it's going to be needed for a decade. It didn't stop in 2022. It ain't going to stop in 2024. It's going to need to keep going. The awareness is everywhere, and you can see the signs and symbols everywhere with winning the House, kicking Nancy Pelosi's butt off the bench. But the only problem is she's still on the bench. She's just not the head of the bench. We still have rhinos, which a year ago I didn't know what it meant. That means Republican in name only. Mitt Romney is a known rhino. That means plants of the left on the Republican side that are not true Republicans, okay? They're not who they say they are. They are not conservative. They are just grabbing that vote, okay? They're stealing that vote away. So when it comes down to vote, they will always go with the psychotic left. Okay, that's why it's not about Republican or Democrat. It's about seeing who is who. And we can see it now. We can see the battlefield now. And the proof is in the pudding. And I want to say another thing about this cabal. What do? They control sports. How do they control sports? You get out of line, we take your shoe deal. We take your sneaker deal. We take your bank. They almost took Kanye's bank account. They did. They froze it for a minute, but they had to let go because they knew that was just too damn far. And Kanye's made so much money, he could make this sacrifice. So I'm not too worried about him. He knows what he's doing. And what he's doing is what my card readings has said would come. We will be able to turn around and see the battlefield, and people are seeing it. The proof is in the red wave that happened. The proof is in Disney firing its CEO. The proof is in The Rock. Remember all that? The Rock and the Atom. This is going to be the greatest superhero, the greatest villain ever of all time. Barely made in the first month of it being out half of what they invested. They invested over $300 million. It's made about $450 million. Do you think they invested $300 million to make half of what they invested? No. No, they didn't. And notice how the commercials, remember they were on everywhere. The Rock was everywhere. He's in Mexico City. He was at halftimes of the Sunday night football game, Monday night football game, and now he's nowhere. That's because they didn't hit the numbers they wanted, and they've dropped them. So now they're going to move on to the next movie, Avatar, which hopefully gets stunk out the same, because I've already seen the previews, and it looks like another sell the sizzle of the first one. Another war. He found happiness with his family, and they're all having fun, and then the big bad war machine needs to come, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Same repackaged BS that Black Adam was, and I knew it. So with that being said, congratulations. The red wave has started. Let's get it going. Let's kick these rhinos out. It's going to take years. Remember, Nancy Pelosi lost her job, but she didn't lose her spot. She still has a voice, and we need to get those things and rip them out of there. And it's going to take years, but it's happening. With that being said, you can find me from now on at Rumble at Mikey Romero, rumble.com at Mikey Romero, or at youtube.com at Mikey Romero 8521. All right? I'm pumping and I'm jumping. I got over 100,000 views on YouTube, so thank you for everybody. Switch off that incognito mode because I like to see the views, but they finally upgraded my channel a little bit, and I got to see my overall true views. So with that being said, thank you for everybody watching. Peace out.